Something ever happened to you emotionally, and then you tell yourself that you'll just deal with it later, and then later never happens? Yeah, those emotions that you told yourself that you were going to deal with later, they don't just go away. They find a way to pop back up in the most inconvenient ways. In this episode, we are going to be talking about healthy emotional expression. Welcome back to Tips with Dr. Hips. I am your host, Dr. Hips. This show was created to share real insights about mental health and personal growth because we all have things that we struggle with, and everyone deserves tips and tricks to help them feel better. Now, let's dive into a couple of myths when it comes to expressing your emotions. The first one is real men don't cry. And then the next one that some of you may also be familiar with is if a woman is expressing her emotions firmly, then she must be very aggressive. And nobody wants an aggressive woman, right? Yeah. The next one is that I hear a lot from my teenage clients is talking about my emotions won't solve anything. It's not going to fix the problem, so why would I want to talk about it, right? The next one, my personal favorite, is expressing your emotions make you weak. And I hear this from so many clients that if they express their emotions, that they're weak. That is actually the furthest thing from the truth. Expressing your emotions actually shows real strength because it demonstrates that you have the ability to have courage enough to be vulnerable and in a vulnerable position to express your emotions to others. And that takes a lot of courage. And also, it is very beneficial for you to express your emotions because remember when I said that those emotions don't just go away and that they find other ways to show themselves? Most of the time, those other ways that emotions show themselves are very unpleasant. So you ever have a situation where you get mad at something really, really small, but then your explosion is really, really big? Emotionally, you just absolutely blow up. You might punch a wall or kick over a table. Yeah, that's that emotion that you decided wasn't necessary for you to discuss, and it revealed itself. Much like a soda that falls on the floor and it gets all shaken up, and then when you open it, it spills all over you in the most inconvenient way. Oftentimes, when you're on carpet or when you're in the car, it spills on you and then gets all over the place and just makes a mess. Well, our emotions can do the same thing. They can be messy and they can cause issues in our lives when we don't express them appropriately. It can lead you to feeling like you have anxiety, having constant headaches or stomach aches. So it's really important that you express your emotions and recognize that those things don't make you weak, but in reality, they actually make you stronger and they help improve the relationships that you have around you. So I want you to remember that emotions make you stronger. Now, let's get into a couple of tips that I think can help you with expressing your emotions in a healthy manner. The first tip is for you to name your emotions. Put a name to it. Give it a label. Name that emotion, and you can do that through a couple ways. The first thing you can do is give a pause, a quick pause, and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Be very specific with the language that you use. Try not to use words like I'm disappointed, I'm lonely, feeling anxious, rejected, or I'm proud. Be very specific about the words that you use to describe your emotions. That way, it really helps you to give your brain clarity and take control. And it really helps you to take some of the chaos out of emotions because emotions can be, like we said, a little bit messy. So giving them a name can really help to clear up some of the messiness. Now, labeling emotions works because it activates a rational components of your brain, such as the prefrontal cortex, which really helps you to regulate your emotions. So simply put, if you can name it, you can manage it. Now, my personal favorite tip is do not explode. Healthy emotional expression comes with not holding in your emotions. So telling yourself, I'll deal with that thing later, or, it's not important right now, I'll handle it at a later date, is not healthy, nor is it beneficial for you, because all it's going to do is cause you to bottle those things up, and then something little is going to tip you off, and then you're going to let everything out all at once. And when you do that, you cause issues in your life, and it can mess up relationships, it can cause trouble on the job, it can just cause a myriad of problems that you don't want. So let's see some ways that we can deal with and manage not exploding. So the first thing that you can do is to pause again. One of my favorite things is to take that pause. Take a deep breath before you react, right? Give yourself a few moments to feel what you're feeling before you speak. Now, let's talk about that one for a minute. The word in there that I want to highlight is react, right? Typically, when we react to things emotionally, that's when that gets us into trouble. So you want to do that pause and take that breath so we move into a space of responding, right? Instead of reacting, because the responses are going to give us a much better outcome than we would get if we just react to that situation. The next thing you can do is utilize I statements. I statements are so beneficial when communicating your feelings because it puts the focus on you and takes the blame from other people. So you can say things like, I feel hurt, instead of you made me mad, you made me angry, or you're pissing me off, right? I feel hurt, right? Is a good I statement that you can use. Another thing that you can do to help you prevent exploding is to channel those strong emotions into movement, creativity, or other mindfulness activities. So for example, you can exercise, do push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups. You can write. If you are a journaler, you can pull out your journal and write. If you're not a journaler, but you much prefer to use your electronic device, you can get out your phone, open your iPhone notes, or get on your Samsung tablet and type, right? If you're religious, you can say a prayer. If you like music, you can listen to music and just give yourself a moment for mindfulness. When you express your emotions in a thoughtful manner, it helps you stay in control of the message that you deliver and the way that you respond to certain situations. But it also helps you release those heavy emotions that are built up, and it also helps you protect your peace as well as the relationships that you're in. If you found this video helpful, please like it, leave me a comment, and share it with a friend. Then come back and hit that notification button so you don't miss the next episode.